everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Opinionated Melanin, and you've walked into my little black corner where you get my unapologetic opinion about all the latest topics and news that are coming across your feed every single day. So if you like my take and my opinion on these interesting stories, please make sure to leave a like, comment on the video, please subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's jump right in.
Police officers have been fired for their involvement in a traffic stop that led to the death of Tyree Nichols. Authorities say they stopped the 29-year-old for reckless driving on January 7th, and 2 confrontations followed. He was taken to the hospital and died 3 days later.
They took photographs of him in the hospital that showed him with huge contusions and abrasions on his face and head that they believe was part of the reason why Tyree is dead today. That brutal encounter with the police.
And surveillance videos of the incident. Nichols' cause of death has not been released. The FBI and the Justice Department have opened a civil rights investigation.
My son say was, what did I do? Where's the humanity in all of this? You just beat him like a dog in the street.
29-year-old Tyree Nichols' mother could only watch part of the deadly confrontation between Memphis police and her son. Today was the first time the family and their lawyers saw it.
It was an unadulterated, unabashed, nonstop beating of this young boy for 3 minutes.
Oh my God.
Not only was it violent, it was savage.
We know he was tased, we know he was pepper sprayed, and we know he was restrained.
Last Friday, 5 of the officers involved were fired. All had been on the force between 5 years and 2.5 years. In a statement, Memphis Police said, "We have determined that 5 MPD officers violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid." Wells described her son as a beautiful soul who loves skateboarding and sunsets. He was on a break from work when he was pulled over by police.
I feel helpless. I feel like I let my son down. And I wasn't there for him when he really needed me.
This fire department has just confirmed 2 employees involved in Tyree Nichols' care have also been relieved of duty while...
Okay guys, welcome back. So we just watched this video and honestly, I really don't even know what to say. If we behave in a particular way, will that help us to get out of certain situations, or will that help us to live? I remember years ago, I ended up getting pulled over after leaving a party. I was with my girlfriends, and this was right after they killed Philando Castile. And I know I hadn't done anything wrong, but I was so scared and so afraid. Hadn't been drinking, but was still asked to perform the field sobriety test to prove that I had not been drinking or that I wasn't intoxicated. I remember the cop saying to me, well, he asked me, he said, what's wrong with you? Why can't you walk the line? Why do you need to take your shoes off? First and foremost, I have 4.5 maybe 6-inch heels on. It's cold. And I just left out of a club and you just killed somebody. Like, it was just on the news. You shot that man sitting in the car. Not that I'm gonna tell you that story just to let you know that I understand how it feels. I understand how it feels to be pulled over. I understand how it feels to be in that situation, to be deathly scared and not knowing if you're going to be able to walk off that dark road and go back to see your family. So I can only imagine what this brother was going through while he was going through this. It's crazy. I think that the officers are basically, in quite a bit of shit, because what's going to happen now is they're going to be ostracized, I'm assuming, from the police department, meaning they're not going to back you. They're not going to come back and say, hey, this is, we're backing our officers and we're working with our officers. And that should have told you from the gate. As soon as they started firing people, they fired in one sweep. And then they fired 2 other individuals who were with, I'm assuming, the EMT, ambulance, fire department. Can't really remember exactly what it said, but something to that effect. So you have this young man who is on his lunch break. He's pulled over by the police. There's now a traffic stop, and he ends up dying. Like, he don't get to come back to work. Because without having seen the video and just kind of hearing everything that's being said, you know they beat his ass. You could tell by the pictures, this kid doesn't even look the same as he does in his other pictures. He does not look like the same person. You know, we always get mad at the white cops and saying, oh, you know, police brutality. Well, what about our own cops? Hopefully we're going to get them the same energy that we're giving to the other cops that do things in the neighborhoods and the communities against people of color. Hopefully we have the same energy. Because I tell you right now, if we don't, then we're all hypocritical. If we don't, then we really don't care. You know, we hear that slogan, Black Lives Matter, this, that, and the other. And, you know, do they really matter? Because it's not seeming like anybody gives a damn. It's not seeming like anybody cares. And they're going to continue to profile. They're going to continue to pull over. They're going to continue to harass. They're going to continue to question. They're going to continue to do every single thing that they've been doing for all these years. It's just going to continuously get worse. And it's going to get worse for a number of different reasons. And one of the main reasons is the fact that the law enforcement officers are above the law. They don't get in trouble for anything that they do. I believe in this situation, they probably will. And it's just because the officers are black. You know, you're a black officer, so you just put yourself in a heap of shit because you decided that you wanted to get handsy and put hands on this person, and your mans and them jumped in. So now all of you gonna have charges on you at some point. You got fired, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna put charges up. And the reason why I said that I think they're gonna put charges up is because I believe that they need to make an example, and they're gonna make an example of y'all. Because whenever, you know, anybody else does anything or any other officers do anything, you hear, you know, that, you know, we're going to back this officer and the officers don't get fired. You got all these internal investigations and, you know, the officers get administrative leave and this, that, and the other. But these 5 black officers was put on blast quickly. The same way the other officers were put on blast a couple of weeks ago with the white girl sleeping with her. So if you guys don't start to see that there's something more sinister going on here, you know, they tell our black men, oh, hey, come join the police force, come join the, you know, the military, so that way you can help to be a, you know, policer of your community. And you down with the bullshit because you just sat there and thought it was okay and that you were going to get away with doing this to this young man. And unfortunately, your lives are now going to change, probably for the worse, because I guarantee you they're gonna charge you, and you may be going to jail for murder if you know the state's able to prove that that's what happened. Again, obviously everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Unfortunately, this young man, Tyree Nichols, was not afforded that same courtesy. So hopefully his family is able to push through and get what they deserve. And you know, the government wants to keep paying, and all these cities want to keep paying up. You know, making all these, you know, these families rich off the, you know, the losing the lives of their loved one, then, you know, be my guest. They said that, you know, black women are having children, and this was a black person that said this to me. Black women are having children, having boys to either be basketball players or to be rappers or to be a murder victim of the police. That's the only way that black families are able to really come up. And what would you even say to something like that when somebody says that? Because there's a little bit of truth to it, but I, you know, hope that it's really not the case, because then basically you're saying that we only have a dream and death. And I believe that our Creator put us here for so much more and put us here to be so much better. We just have to really believe it and start to really taking this stuff to heart and really doing what we need to do to nurture our gifts. And one of our main strengths is the fact that we are just good, God-fearing people. So thank you very much for stopping by the channel. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure that you comment, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so that way you can be notified every time I upload a video. Bye.